We'll be starting with another one. While looking Tom Frell's newest video, we'll be doing another one. It is currently the same day as usual, the same video. Now, because I don't have to curse anymore, I can finally go back to using those M7 terminologies because we've won the primary. Angie Nixon won her primary. Congrats to Angie Nixon for Florida primary Senate race for the Democratic side. We will be going through what she has done. There is a speech that she has done, but obviously it's a very long one, so I will be trying to summarize what's been going on because lots of different news pages and media pages are covering her. And with that, yes, we will be talking about Angie Nixon's victory, what she has in store for us, because Medicare for All is a powerful statement that she's going with, but we have more than just Medicare for All that she is going to be achieving for us. But here's one thing that I want her to address, because this is essential for her to gain more Gen Z votes. If she needs to win this race, we need to definitely get Gen Z to vote in this. If you are Gen Z, make sure to vote blue. Register yourself for Democrat. There are current county sites that exist for you to check in if you are registered. And if you're not registered, check if you're a citizen. If you're not a citizen, we can figure that out at a different time. For now, register yourself as Democrat, but make sure to vote for the right candidates. I got even a list of people you can vote for, but at the moment, we're going to focus on Angie Nixon because Angie Nixon clearly was the only Democratic candidate who was genuinely a true blue candidate that ran for a race in Florida. So if you're in Florida, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, because we're going to be talking about these people. And right now, let's start with drop site. I have something to read here. It is definitely something that she said. Here they tag Angie Nixon. It says right here, drop site news reports saying that Angie Nixon said this at her Chop the Oligarchy speech, saying that I want to remind you all that throughout this country's 250 years, every time we have been faced with oppression, we have matched it with resistance. Introduced by Representative Rashida Tlaib at the Chop the Oligarchy rally, U.S. Senate candidate Angie Nixon traced a history of resistance from the slavery and labor exploitation to civil rights and women's rights movements. Nixon contrasted Washington's refusal to fund Medicare for all, public schools, child care, student debt relief, and free college with its spending on Trump's billion-dollar ballroom and continued funding for Israel, a country dropping bombs on babies and wiping out entire bloodlines. And she says that now is the time to stand up and lock arms and not be willful accomplices in wiping out entire bloodlines. Nixon said, now is the time to fight against authoritarianism. Now is the time to meet this oppression with resistance. Greatly well said. We obviously have Fox News, Newsmax trying to run hate campaigns against Angie Nixon. For all I know, this is obviously a bad thing to try to get any shame on her. Here it says right here, when he's not calling to nuke babies in Palestine, he's either illegally digging through somebody's mailbox or going Jim Crow style racist. And here it is said that Randy Fine on Angie Nixon, it says that he called Angie Nixon a uniquely unintelligent person. So he basically is trying to call her black and with like a racist undertone. Basically was what's going on here. So yeah, Kyle Kulinski has a point here because in my long time history around with Florida politics and all that, it's always been about who's more racist, who's more crazier. Now, he obviously is trying to get something on of his own. He's trying to gain votes. He's trying to gather, sympathy. But I don't know how being racist will get you votes in this because we're in essentially a world where facts are seen as a form of harassment. And uniquely, Angie Nixon is not unintelligent. Funny enough, she's more intelligent than this Figo. So here is what actually the entire thing that she's running off with. Angie Nixon's platform. Fox News literally tried to make her look bad. And here is what they're putting in the screen. And I feel like somebody generally is definitely up there who's sneaking in this on purpose to try to make her look good without saying that they're trying to make her look good. So here, breaking. Socialist news media reports breaking. Angie Nixon receives a boost in support after Fox News airs her platform. This is probably a joke post, but let's actually read what she's going with. It is said here that Angie Nixon's platform is Medicare for all, free childcare, free paid family and sick leave, national rent freeze and moratorium on evictions, and universal jobs program, tax the rich and abolish ICE. I think these are pretty good policies, and they're trying to make this look like these are bad things. Just so y'all know, Floridians are suffering based on the medical bills that Floridians have to deal with, which are usually in the hundreds of dollars or even to the thousands of dollars. Medicare for all doesn't look so bad here. Then it says free childcare. How many Floridians do you think, and just me haven't been in Florida for a long time, but just know how childcare is. How many Floridians do you think care about free childcare? A lot of them, even Republicans. So real soon, if I even get a dang job for once, and just so you all know, I'm going to stop the cursing stuff because I'm going to be replacing it with all them and seven terminology. So just so you all know, I'm going to be approaching Republicans too on this page. So I'm going to be trying to convert Republicans and try to turn them into Democrats. I'm going to make them regret voting for the other person. So we also have free paid family and sick leave. So a lot of people in Florida often always are told to accept that you're not supposed to be paid for going on vacation. So what if I were to tell you you can actually get paid for going on vacation? What if we can make that a reality? Angie Nixon can make that happen. She can be senator of Florida if you vote her in. She'll get you free paid family and sick leave. So if you're sick, you'll still be paid. Yes, even on, so only on work days, of course. And if you want free paid family leave, well, she can make that happen. Florida never had this, by the way. It's not even a legal requirement. They don't, not every job that you find anywhere, it could be any business, small business, medium business. They don't require you to be paid while you go on sick leave. They just don't pay you a thing, right? You don't work that day, you lose money, you don't get money that day. Here, she can make you pay for leaving 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's what she wants. Most people they would beg to have 2 weeks and still be paid off of not working their job. Then, national rent freeze and moratorium on evictions. Here is another thing. Zora Mamdani ran on this in New York to rent freeze, to freeze the rent of people, so that people don't have to pay for any of that. We can freeze it up and we can start doing a lot of work in trying to fix the rent and tenants rights organizations. We can fix the labor unions when a rent freeze occurs. Moratorium on evictions. We don't evict any of these people. A lot of people are simply not able to afford a home in Florida. Statistically, this is true. Florida, as much as it is a place where high education is possible, that's only for the wealthy families of Florida who are able to afford such. So imagine a moratorium on evictions where you don't have to be evicted from where you live, because clearly Florida is unlivable if you're trying to survive by yourself. You can't live by yourself in Florida off of a $15 wage, right? You can't do that. $15 an hour wage. Sorry, you're not living by yourself with $15 an hour. You'll need somebody or 2 other people to help you live, and that's just very, very, very soft. Like, even soft on how much you will pay for rent with 3 people. Then, universal jobs program. Yes, we need a universal jobs program. Florida has a terrible bureaucracy issue when it comes to jobs, employment, unemployment. Unemployment rate is currently very high in Florida. Don't get me started about the unemployment rate. That's just went back up again because they went down and then it went back up. So, you know, as long as that keeps going up, we're looking at people on the streets. Then tax the rich. Everybody agrees with that. Republicans, do you hate rich people not getting taxed? Do you want your federal funds, all those federal taxes, to be used into your apartment, your bathroom, your shower? You want your shower to start working? You want to stop having mold and mildew form on your walls and your doorways? You want a clean pathway? You want more parking lots that are working, that are actually fully paved and colored? Do you want no cracks on your roads? Do you want to stop those potholes from forming around the entirety of Florida? Clearwater, Tampa, Miami, Dade, Broward. You know how many places like those need it? Pasco County, Tallahassee. You guys need that. So tax the rich. Abolish ICE. We're sick and tired of ICE here. If you're on my channel, we don't support ICE here. No. Vamos a nada por ICE. ICE can go away. Realize. So, abolish ICE. That'll be it. And for her policy, we just know that ICE is just Nazi thugs in disguise. Ashley Moody supports genocide and apartheid. It says right here, APAC tracker says Ashley Moody supports Israel genocide and apartheid funded by US taxpayers. Angie Nixon is anti-APAC compared to Ashley Moody's already $300,000 in that. Of course, when the actual race happens, just so y'all know, APAC's gonna know this race and they are going to freak out. So make sure you guys vote Angie Nixon for the general elections when they appear around late October and on November 3 when the day happens for midterms. Stay safe, make it a comment, protest peacefully as always. Make sure you support Angie Nixon in her very big fight that she's going to have to undertake, because this is going to be really tough on her. That said, I'll see you around there.